Good morning. This is Nancy Ayana Wyatt, and I'm just doing a little presentation called From Cravings to Conquest. You win! What we're trying to do is change those cravings for things like synthetics, sugars, cakes, pies, candy, ice cream, and so forth, to wanting instead to have natural foods like fruits and vegetables. And the technique that I'm going to give you a hint about is Neuro-linguistic Programming, called NLP for short. So this is just a little thing to help us get through the pandemic in particular, but it's useful thereafter because as we're home, a lot of us are just eating, snacking, bored, lonesome, whatever. In some cases, I call it substituting confection for affection. So let's get started with something that to me is gorgeous. Oh, I love it there. This is something that I don't know about you, but I might crave. Beaucoup chocolat, chocolate cake, chocolate icing, a little tang of orange. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. So if I had one of those, the truth is I would eat the whole thing. It's not about having a little piece, because first you have a little piece, then you have another little piece, and finally you say to heck with it and you just go for it. So what we're going to do in neuro-linguistic programming, I can demonstrate a little bit. I don't want to make the video so long that you die of boredom. So we're just going to go through a couple of iterations. See how gorgeous it is now, but watch what we're going to do. In your mind's eye, where you're using your imagination, as you look at this and you can experience the cravings, go ahead and let it growl your tummy. And then what I want you to do is this. Whoa! Yeah, we're going to allow the image to fade and get smaller and smaller. Just imagine it, and if you can't picture it, just pretend that you could, and just think that it's getting smaller and more. And now it's lost all of its color, all of its beauty. It's all kind of getting fragmented and it's getting smaller and smaller. And now look how pale and small that image is. It's fading and fading away. You can even close your eyes while you do this if you want to, and just watch it fade away, growing ever more pale and tinier. And now it's just a little gray dot. It's disappearing into the nothingness, like the sun going down over the horizon. But this one is never coming back. It's just a little gray, teeny tiny micro dot, and poof, it's all gone. You don't want it anymore because what's going to happen now is, bam, look at that. Look at all those gorgeous natural colors of fruits and vegetables. Things that are actually good for you. Things that if you get the minerals and vitamins from them, it helps decrease cravings. So imagine that you're in the grocery store, running through the aisles, looking at all those beautiful colors. Imagine the smell. When you pass the strawberry counter, unless they're totally GMO'd, you can smell the strawberries everywhere. Or you can smell the citrus fruit. Even the vegetables have their own fresh flavor and smell. So what you imagine in your, and you can do this if you have a real fruit or vegetable with you, that's great. But if not, just use your imagination and imagine picking up an apple or a tomato, something you can smell. Imagine the taste of it as it comes over your tongue. And another way you can convince yourself to do this is to make things pretty. So when you have those fruits and vegetables, you put them in, excuse me, an attractive arrangement so that your eye and your spirit are as drawn to them and their beauty as they would be to sweets. Fruit and even vegetables do not have to be boring. Especially if you have kids, you want to make them more interesting make the dishes more interesting for children. So look at the little hearts, Valentine hearts, stuffed apples, just geometric designs, all kinds of designs. And even if you pick the right kinds of grapes and other things, you can just use the natural color, even if you don't know how to make cutouts and that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be boring, and it tastes delicious. This is not part of the NLP thing. What I just described is a technique of letting a big image float away into nothingness and lose all its color so it's all black and white before it's nothing. And then bringing in what you want to crave in all its beautiful glory. So the health benefits of the different fruits are not a part of that NLP thing. But as a holistic healer, of course, I had to stick this in. No, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do have a few little tips about healthy eating. So pineapples help you digest food and build strong bones. The older we get, the more we need those two things. Cherries protect the body from cancer cells. Anything that helps you get rid of acidity in your body and to become more alkaline helps prevent or overcome cancer. And so there's a book I think called Eat to Live, and there are many other books that describe alkaline versus acidic diets, and I recommend you get that. Grapes, they improve the nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream, and that helps reduce blood clots. Bananas can actually reduce depression. They have many, many benefits. But in this time of pandemic, depression is like getting higher on people's list of things that they're experiencing. So in addition to all the potassium and wonderful things that bananas give you, you might want to use it for that. Oranges, that helps not just your skin keep looking young and fresh. That's a real cleansing agent, as is any citric fruit. So you'll see in the middle at the bottom, drinking lemon water can help cure bad breath, but it's also one of those things that helps alkalinize the body, which helps you reduce inflammation, and it's really great health benefit in terms of either preventing or offsetting disease. On the bottom left, you'll see the pectin in apples helps lower bad cholesterol by 16%. That's what it says. I don't know how many apples you have to eat for that. But we do know the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Also, of course, there's apple cider vinegar. The natural organic kind is a tremendous healer and health benefit. And the arginine in watermelon rids the body of excess ammonia. It helps heal wounds. It is so refreshing in so many ways. But back to what I started doing, which was NLP. Oh yes, so no, I lied. This is not going to be NLP. I forgot I put this one in here. Your prescription is to eat from all the colors of the rainbow, whether it's fruits or vegetables. I'm not going to go into great depth with this, but as an energy healer, we know we have something called chakras. Each one resonates to the tone of the notes in the scale of music, and each one to the colors of the rainbow. So they govern not only endocrine glands, but emotional centers. So, for example, blue, you see the blueberries on the far right in the bottom? Blue relates to the throat chakra, communications, and your judgment about your communications. And the darker colors go up toward the eyebrow chakra, right between your eyebrows, the third eye chakra. So if you meditate there, this helps you both with vision and envisioning things for the future, your goals, your objectives. Having eyesight and insight is how I describe it. So depending on what's happening, like the red has to do with uh, not only fear and anger. So if you meditate on that near your sitting bones and imagine the color red, sometimes you can clear out those emotions. But it's also about grounding and family. And so it's just a beautiful thing once you know about that. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that subject. So the other thing to do is while you're trying to convince yourself to eat vegetables, think of all the wonderful things you can do with it, like the shish kebabs up in the top left, or making spaghetti and making salads and things that go with everything. Use your imagination. I just learned how to basically saute Brussels sprouts, which I never would have done. I put it in some pesto olive oil, little garlic or a little Moroccan seasoning or something like that. Makes it totally unlike regular Brussels sprouts. It's wonderful. It's good for you. And again, when you get the vitamins and minerals you need, then you don't so much have the cravings for bad stuff. So, you are what you eat. Every 35 days, your skin replaces itself and your body makes new cells from the food you eat. So what you eat literally becomes you. That means you have a choice in what you're made of. So let's try this one more time quickly back to the NLP part. Here's another gorgeous thing that I would devour happily. I would be obscenely happy eating that goody stuff. But now we're going to do the same thing. You know what to do. You picture it in all your cravings and all its beauty. And then, oh, look how faded and awful it looks. It looks like it's dying, actually. Now it's not nearly as attractive. So in your mind's eye, let the image grow less colorful and more small. So now we're taking out all the color, black and white, fade, breaking up. It's getting small. There it is, just a micro dot in a distant memory. If we didn't explain, whoa, look at that. We're replacing it with all of these beautiful, beautiful fruits. I mean, that's like gorgeous, you know? So use all your senses as you contemplate whatever fruit or substitute you want to have come into your mind. As you're looking at it, just imagine what it feels like to pick it up, to hold it in your hand, to put it in your mouth. What is the sound of biting into it? Like when you bite into a grape, the little outside skin pops open, and then there's this wonderful, cool, refreshing thing that happens all over your tongue. If you're eating the pineapple, you might be getting a little puckered up. It can be great fun. Just have senses uh, with smell, sound, taste, feel. Maybe it brings back a memory of some time that you were on a picnic or something, eating fruit or with a loved one. Use every little technique you can to bring that into lovely life and something that you would now prefer to have over anything else. And there's one more little benefit. You can use these things as decor. Again, make it pretty. Make it a place you like to go to. Make it a place others like to go to. And that will just serve its own purpose until you're ready to eat. Again, you are what you eat. You have a choice in what you're made of. Your cells are renewing themselves with what you eat. So, again, it's Nancy Wyatt, also known as Ayana. My company is My Persuasive Presentations. My website is mypersuasivepresentations.com. and my email, mypersuasivepresentations@gmail.com. So if you have comments or questions or ideas, or there's something else you'd like another video about, let me know. Until then, let's get well, stay well, and live well together now. Thanks. Bye.